Hello and good morning, all you Toronto Blue Jays fans. I am Craig Borden, your host here on Jays Latest. Going to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays, and wow, is there a lot to unload and talk about. So probably not going to be able to do that all completely in 10 minutes, but let's see where this journey takes us. So, what a crazy day yesterday in Toronto Blue Jays baseball. All sorts of shakeups, all sorts of crazy. The biggest thing right off the bat that we got right before the ball game yesterday was the fact that yes, Anthony Santander has been promoted to the team. He did end up not. He was on the deck to pinch hit last night, but he never ended up getting into the game. But the counter move was more of a surprise. We weren't exactly, shocked when Santander was coming up to this team, but the fact that the counter move was the one that was a little shocking. Blue Jays former All-Star Alek Manoah has been designated for assignment by the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, what does that mean, party people? That means that he is currently in a window where the Blue Jays can basically trade him. And that's being said, it's going to only be for minor leaguers if anybody truly wants him right now. So what could happen here is in the next few weeks or days, he could become a minor league free agent. So there is still a very, very slim chance he remains a Toronto Blue Jay, and his assignment could be, quote unquote, reporting to the Blue Jays minor league system. Maybe something's already been talked out, but right now he is technically open for any other team to put in an offer and claim him and his salary. So we'll see where that goes. But right now, Alek Manoah is out. Anthony Santander is in. And my guess is he'll probably be in the lineup against Garrett Crochet today, but who knows? We'll see what happens. So let's talk about the roughness that was last night, because a potential Blue Jays breakout was pretty much served up to us on a silver platter by the Boston Red Sox yesterday after a couple of errors and two walks and an error. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs for none other than our team MVP, George Springer. George Springer proceeds to hit a ball down the foul line on the third base side. The ball skips right before third base, maybe 3/4 of the way there. And it looks like in the video it lands and goes over third base and then lands foul. But the problem is, according to Major League Baseball rules, it goes over the base after skipping in fair and lands in foul territory. It's actually a fair ball. So in the midst of this whole thing is one of those things that the umpires apparently have it out for the Blue Jays over the last few days. We have calls that are clearly caught by the review team in New York that don't get called, who have this. And then the cherry on top to this George Springer bit was he comes back to the plate and strikes out on a ball that was easily a good 6 inches outside in the other batter's box, and George was livid. I can't believe he didn't get ejected. He slams his bat down, walks back to the dugout, and I think, being the stupid bullshit that is the Major League Baseball umpires, especially on a day where the strike bot is going to actually be a thing, and it's been officially announced for the 2026 season that the robo ump thing is going to happen, that after he hit that ball down the left field line, and the nonsense that it turns into, oh, you showed me up. George Springer was pretty livid about that coming back to the batter's box, that he thought that ball was fair, and rightfully so, because, baseball rules. I think the umpire felt like he had to put George Springer in his place, and he did it, which is, like I said, at this time of the season, Bush League, monster levels of BS, it's insulting to this point. This is a pennant race, not the first days of the season or spring training. Umpires need to freaking show up better than this. It's ridiculous, and you wonder why they're getting replaced by robotic umpires and challenges and all these kind of things. That was just blatant. I wonder who's paying who kind of level of BS to the game last night, especially in certain review booths in New York of late. So that was the Blue Jays' only opportunity in this game. They could not do anything offensively. Things were sunk. Things were horrible. Things were crazy. Only 3 hits in the game for the Toronto Blue Jays. That's amazing. We scored the 1 run with Nathan Lucas and Davis Schneider teaming up here a little bit to set the table, and then letting Andres Jimenez hit that ball to sac fly in Nathan Lucas. Yeah, like I said, I just can't say enough bad things about going. That makes me wonder about that umpiring situation there with Springer. If that might have been finally the thing that opened up the floodgates. We are where we are, unfortunately. Blue Jays have to find a way to apparently do this all on their own. Nobody's going to hand it to them. So this offense needs to find a way to click. And unfortunately, tonight, it is not getting any easier. On the mound, though, Kevin Gossman was very solid through 5 innings. And then, unfortunately, in the 6th, it might have been just a little too much. The hits started piling up, turned into 4 earned runs over that time frame. He did have 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. And then the bullpen came in and did what the bullpen has been doing of late. And Varland, Fisher, Fluharty, and Tommy Nance combined to hold the Boston Red Sox in their place and give the Blue Jays a chance to actually come back and win this one. It's just the bats are on life support at this point. Somebody needs to pull up Pedro Sobrano and light a few fireworks off with Joe Boo in the friggin' locker room and wake some of these bats up, because this is not baseball what's going on right now for the Toronto Blue Jays, including some fundamental lacks lately. So hopefully things improve, because I will be up in Toronto actually this weekend, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a division clinching, because that's the other part of this thing. As the Blue Jays bats stay quiet, we are going to get a hell of a race here at the end. So there's only 5 games left in Major League Baseball season, and everybody on Sunday will be done after their 3 p.m. games. There will be no late games, no nothing. So hope you're into football when it comes to Sunday evening. And the Blue Jays will be playing at 3, I believe. So after that game, everything will be all said and done, set and slate, set and ready to go for the playoffs. We do have a playoff spot. But right now, the Yankees are now currently 1 game behind us, with our bats being as quiet as they are. The Blue Jays are not going to have a good time if they don't find a way to clinch this division. They still have the best record in Major League Baseball, and if they continue to hold on to the AL East, that's likely going to stay the same. So they will likely be the number 1 seed. They will end up having that first round bye to get Bo Bichette, Chris Bassett, and some of these guys back from injury, and all would be well. Meanwhile, you play in the wild card. We're going to be playing teams like the Red Sox and all these teams that have been giving us trouble of late, and we won't be potentially playing at home, is the other part to that. At least not clinching home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which is massively critical to the Toronto Blue Jays, who are just destroying the ball at home. 50-26 at home. Meanwhile, they are 40-41 on the road. That doesn't spell success for the playoffs if that happens to me. So, on that note, the Blue Jays need to win a damn game for the first time since 2015 in the playoffs. Well, so that's trying to be setting the table, and trying to get them back on track tonight will be none other than the veteran Max Scherzer. And boy, do we need some vintage Mad Max tonight to let the bats come back. No easy competition on the other side of the mountain in that either, because we have the monster left-handed pitcher Garrett Crochet going to be pitching tonight. Move up his start to ensure that the Blue Jays or the Red Sox still hold on to their potential wild card berths, because they're getting to the point where they're tipping on the scale as well. Crochet is currently 17-5 with a 2.69 ERA and 31 starts for the Boston Red Sox. He has actually been banged up pretty good over his last few starts. 3 earned runs both against the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. Meanwhile, Max Scherzer is fresh off of an outing where he didn't even make it out of the first inning, and we need something so incredibly better than that in clutch in vintage Mad Max. Two-thirds of an inning now in his last outing. 7 hits, 7 earned runs, which included a couple of home runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts are the only outs he recorded. Before that, he had faced Baltimore, and 5 innings of work through 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So it's still there. Max is going to be looking to bounce back and get something back going for this team. And you know him. He doesn't want to let his team down, especially in this monster crucial part of the schedule for the Blue Jays here to run away, hopefully, with the division. So make sure you tune right back in here for all things Jays latest. We are going to have two of our wonderful friends on the Jaybird Watching podcast tonight. Make sure you tune in live at 7 p.m. Eastern, or check us out anywhere you can on your podcasting pleasures or on YouTube type stuff. We are going to have Brooke Knows Ball and Hey Comey. Brooke and Joel are two wonderful, baseball content creators, mathematicians, detectives, whatever you want to call it. They're amazing at their baseball stuff, and we're looking very forward to having them on the pod tonight to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays and the playoff push in general, because it's that time of year. So anyway, tune back in tomorrow, and we'll talk to you, and we'll have all things, hopefully good news in Toronto Blue Jays land tomorrow. Go Jays, and talk to you soon.